Speaking on the Eastern Conference, as we know from these past playoffs, Tyrese Halliburton and Jayson Tatum unfortunately went down with significant injuries to their Achilles. So they're going to be out for the entire season and possibly out for a portion of even the season after. But talking about next season, what does the Eastern Conference look like without Halliburton and Tatum?
In my opinion, the Eastern Conference is going to come down to three teams, that being the Knicks, Cavs, and the Pistons, because those are the healthiest team with the most high-end talent. The Bucks could be a sleeper. We just got to see, but Dame went out with Achilles injury as well, so I don't know what they're going to do there. But as of right now, I'm really looking at three teams. I got respect for the Magic. They could probably give one of them teams a good series, but I don't think they're there just yet. Like we just said with the shooting aspect. So the East, it's going to be kind of smelly next year for the Eastern Conference, because they're going to have to start putting teams like the Hawks in the playoffs. Like, ooh,
yeah,
I'm not a fan of the Eastern Conference next year. It's going to be pretty bad hoops.
Yeah, so my thing is, I do think Orlando, they'll definitely be a top 4 seed for sure. So I'll put Orlando in that group just because of the fact that with no Indiana, with no Boston, I just think that just elevates Orlando, because Orlando, when they were healthy, they were one of the best teams in the league. I just think the real contenders in my mind as of this moment, even without a coach, I like the Knicks. I like the Pistons is an interesting one. I still think the Pistons are in a similar boat with Orlando. They're not a good 3-point shooting team as well. I love Cade Cunningham's game. Turnover prone a little bit. He needs to simmer down on the turnovers a little bit. But for the most part, I really love Cade Cunningham's game. And Jaden Ivey's going to come back from that injury. Hopefully he'll be the same player, if not better, coming off of that injury. And Jalen Duren is pretty decent. I like him at the center spot. They have a great defense. And then the other team you mentioned the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's another team where last year we thought they were going to face Boston in the ECF. That didn't happen because of Indiana Pacers. What are the Cavs going to do to improve as a squad, so when you enter the playoffs, you don't have the same situation happen where a team comes in that was not favored and blitz you and you lose in 5? They have to figure out something, because I don't believe Garland and Mitchell. I don't think that's a formula that can win big long term. So do you trade Garland? What do you do? What do you do?
Well, in my opinion, I think the trade they made today was a good step in the right direction. Getting rid of Isaac Okoro for Lonzo Ball, because Isaac Okoro, while he was a good defender, he really wasn't give you much on the offensive end scoring wise. If you're gonna get a dude that's not gonna contribute a whole bunch of points offensively but play defense, at least get a guy that can handle the ball and run and control and run an offense. And what I think this trade does with Lonzo Ball on the Cavs, it puts you in a position where come playoff time, you don't have to keep Darius Garland on the court at all times, because Darius Garland is a liability on the defensive end. He will get played off the floor in certain stretches, like we saw against the Pacers. Like Darius Garland, where was he at?
I get it. Yeah,
exactly.
You're absolutely right. Absolutely.
So like Lonzo Ball, he probably is a little hindered. This would be a second season coming off that knee injury, so he's probably getting a little more comfortable. He could trust it a little more, and so he'll give you much more on the defensive end, and he could run an offense. So this is a great move in my opinion for a guy that could come off the bench. So now that second unit is getting even stronger to win, and now you can make rotations a little more. You could change a rotation. I think this is a great move for the Cavs. So I still would like them to get another guy that can be a shot creator outside of Donovan Mitchell. But unfortunately, you're probably going to have to part with one of your bigs. They're not trading Evan Mobley. Non-negotiable. I'm not trading Evan Mobley unless I'm getting a bona fide superstar. But probably going to have to get rid of a Jared Allen. Maybe even have to get rid of DeAndre Hunter in the process, even though you just traded for him. in the last season. But hey, if you want to get to that next step, this is the opportunity to go all in. Like, honestly, I'm not trying to play for 2027. No, I'm trying to go all in right now. They got to do whatever it takes because the East has never been this hindered before.
You make a lot of great points. The Jared Allen point, we see how valuable double big lineups are, but when you're somebody that is hurting the spacing of a team on the floor and you're starting for that team and making a bunch of money, it's going to hinder you a lot. So
think about OKC. Yeah. They was playing big ball up until they ran into the Pacers. They had to go smaller. You wasn't seeing a bunch of Chet Hartenstein on the court together at the same time, and they had to get small.
And I think let's say they put DeAndre Hunter at 6'8". I mean, that's pretty decent for a power forward, and he's listed as a power forward. So maybe you want to start DeAndre Hunter at the 4 and have Mobley at the 5. I think at this point, I think Mobley will be fine at the 5. I think he'll be solid. He's very talented in itself, and he would be a matchup problem for almost everybody in the league. So I like that. Who would take Allen in that scenario in a trade? I don't know, but I like your suggestion though, because they need to shuffle something up. They have to shuffle something up because last year was atrocious. They won 60-something games. They won 64 games, but the playoffs rolled around and guys were getting hurt. Even when they came back, it just, for whatever reason, they couldn't get anything going, and Donovan Mitchell was left on the island by himself trying to carry a squad. So, yeah, the Lonzo Ball point, great, because that allows Donovan Mitchell to not have to worry about being a playmaker all the time, being the facilitator. Now he can just be a regular scorer. So, that's all I'm going to say on that matter.